Today I'm going to show you how build a super stove, economic, using only recyclable materials. It's an easy stove to make, and he can save your life in case of crisis or emergency. And it cooks really well and is pretty inexpensive. With 3 types of flame. I'm sure you'll like it and find it. Super easy to build this stove. First, you'll learn how to make one capsule like this for a fuel. You'll need a bottle of deodorant like this here. And check if you still have the deodorant, like this one he still has. I took all the air out to avoid accidents, and I'm gonna pull this one out. Part of the inside I removed.
Now you will make the marks for the
Cuts that in this case would be a mark. Stop it! This part. Here in another brand. For this part here. I'm using duct tape, as it is here to facilitate the brands. Since I don't have any type. Marker, just a pen. I'm gonna put this one here.
And this one right here.
If you don't have duct tape, you can stick one on this one. White paper with white glue or with Unicell glue. At this moment, I will measure the exact size right here, which is approximately 5.5 centimeters in length, basically. So am I going to measure the same size here? With 5.5 centimeter, I am planning to make 3 or possibly 4 markings. It's 2.5 inches and then another 2.5 inches. There were only 3. Now, utilizing the assistance of a sheet of paper. Place on the marks they made. And now it's just a matter of mark as I'm doing. I graded the first, I turned it over, I put it on the mark, and I graded the second, and now I'm going to scratch the third. This way you can observe that the structure is clear. Alignment is perfect. Now I'm going to knead the mark on this other side. The measurement will be approximately 1.5 inches, as you can see. Now it's simple. Just take and make the 3 marks. First mark, second mark, and third mark. With the help of paper, I place in the junk and just do the alignments. Look how easy it was. Now you must remove that part. Lower. That way you'll have support to work on the lid. Take a saw and start close on the mark you made. Now you just need to take care of the dent, and after that, the bottom part will be good to go. Now in this upper part, you are going to remove that hose by pulling on that part of the valve. You're gonna take a nail and simply, are you gonna put it up? Like I'm doing. And hit with the hammer so it comes out completely without damaging the can. Now with the help of this saw, we're going to close this top. Look guys, it was easy. Now you're gonna need a nail that is thinner than the lanyard you're gonna use on your tin, so that when placing the cord in the hole, stay very firm. Good. Tight. So you're gonna take the nail, and you're gonna make other holes around the lid, which in this case would be like this. Here I am going to show you how to do it. They're going to place the lid on the surface, and then come with the hammer to start hammering repeatedly. I'm just gonna enlarge the hole. Then you select any other nail that is slightly smaller, higher, and you make the hole bigger. Look, no more guys, as I've already made the holes. Now I'm going to macerate the holes on the other side. With this one, there are already 8 holes. With another deodorant, are you going to take this lid off? After you take it off, you'll use the part. From the higher vantage point, widen this top section. And do the lace because it doesn't fit. To widen, you will take the deodorant, place it on the horse, and with the help of a hammer, you just have to hammer. All set. The path has been widened. Now just go ahead and pull it. Simply add sand here. This sandpaper is the one I have, but you can use another type of sandpaper. Oh, even run it across the floor or wall. You will get the same result ready-made. Came out great. As you can see, it stayed perfect. Now I'm removing the tape. Now we're going to lay the ropes. The size will be the measurement of the tin. You take and go inside the hole, coves, and that's it. That was definitely the last one. Have you seen how it looks? Now you just have to put it here, inside as if I'm doing it now. Simple. And super easy. Now we are going to make the cameras, which in this case will be like this one, or like this other one here. If you look, we have 2 types of chambers. This one has more space, so it ends up consuming more oxygen, making the fire higher. On the other hand, this other one here makes it consume less oxygen, because it has less opening, so the fire will be lower. What I'm suggesting is that make a camera like this one here, because it is ideal, according to what I taught in the video. Are you gonna need a bottle of these insecticides? Let's measure. It gave 8 centimeters. As you can see, we're going to run the tape over here again and check if there's still gas inside. Remove all the gas. Now we are going to make the 8 cm mark. We go there with the help of a sheet of paper. We are going to make the alignment according to these marks. The alignment is perfect. Now we are going to cut. Now with the help of pliers you are going to remove that tube and the tape. Now I am going to remove the rest of the tube that was left with the help of a nail. I place it in the center and hit done. Now it's completely out. I need it to be at the same height as this one. Here you see this one is quite high. So I'm going to hit with the hammer like this around. If you notice an elevation was created here. Now I can put the nail in and hit it, making as many holes as I can. Now this top part is complete. As you can see now I'm going to take and make holes in the sides. And that's how it turned out. In this case it would be low heat, as you can see. If you put 63 ml of alcohol here, which is also 50 G of alcohol in this chamber, it will give about 120 H of stable fire. However, from the beginning to the end to extinguish, gives more about 130 H more or less, but stable fire. If he keeps that height, it's 120. Do you understand? Now you're gonna do the following. You see this part is open and this part is closed. Are you going to remove this closed part by taking a nail or a screwdriver? In my case, I'm going to use a screwdriver to force this part to come out. The fasteners are firm, turn them around and they're ready to go. That's simple. Our low fire chamber is already complete, right? If you want a higher heat, just get a slicer or grinder. Put an iron disc and make these cuts like I'm showing you, just one cut here, one here, and one here, and that's it. I tried all 3 mouths and recommend medium heat. You won't waste time cooking. It is still inexpensive and you can make all the dishes by sautéing a garlic that is delicate. I can start on low and then switch to high, just changing the chamber to add boiling water, for example, to make the stand. It was very easy. I used 3 measures of sand and 1 measure of cement. Create a mold using icopore and centered the 2 openings for the stove top. I used a can as a measurement slightly thicker than the stove can, and then added the concrete I prepare. Before the concrete dries, I removed the can so they wouldn't get caught, and then did the finish. Then make at least 4 jars. When the stove jar runs out, don't refill it, but remove it and replace it with a new one, thinking that you are going to cook in an open and ventilated place, such as on the balcony or your backyard. I invented this stand to shield the fire from wind. This allows you to utilize its full heat capacity using a cardboard 18 cm high and 1 meter 30 long. Simply roll up some aluminum foil to protect it from the flames. Just fold and staple, and you're done. The fire will be protected from strong winds and detail. The wind does not extinguish the flame thanks to the protection of the can. The cardboard support to keep the fire stable, but it does not extinguish. How do we put out the fire? Simple. You just have to put out the fire with any container. With this stove I got to make tea, made coffee, cooked rice, made beans, fried a piece of chicken, and made a fried egg. The purpose of this stove is to help you, in case we go through a very big crisis here in our country. But of course, you have to take all the necessary care. If possible, cook in an open area, an external area, to avoid any kind of accident. And of course, if you don't see the full video where I taught the value of the costs, the expense, the preparation time of the stove, I will leave it here next door for you to see. It'll be worth it. I'm sure it'll help you.